Welcome everyone to another Travels and Wildlife Photography, or is it Wildlife Photography and Travels?
Travels and Wildlife Photography.
There we go. The traveling is kind of first, I would say. We are here today in Fort DeSoto in the campground here. We've actually been staying in campgrounds a little bit lately.
East Coast will do that to you.
Yes, it will, yeah. So it's been a little bit different, but really nice.
Yes.
We've been staying in some really nice campgrounds.
County park campgrounds.
Yeah, actually all the last three of them, I think, were all counties, including this one, so really nice. So we've got a lot to show you guys. I'll bring some of it up while we're chatting here. So we're gonna start, I mean, has it been just a week or a little bit over?
I think it's been...
It's been exactly a week since we last recorded the last one.
Has it?
I think so.
Okay.
Because we did that and put it out like the same day or next day.
Okay. It feels like it's been a long time.
We've done a lot since then.
Yeah.
A lot. So this episode, we're going to split things up this week. We're going to probably do two out of this just because there's so much to go over. And we kind of realized, like, on the Costa Rica one too,
we like blasted through so much, and that was a long episode too.
It was a long episode, and
there was like, bam, bam,
we didn't
bam.
really get a chance to talk about some of the stuff. We want to kind of talk about the experience of some of, you know, both the traveling stuff and the wildlife photography.
Or go in more in depth on some photos.
Totally.
Maybe.
So we're going to try and shorten things up for you guys a little bit here. We're going to do just our visit to Sanibel Island and the surrounding areas.
Right.
In this episode. And then the next one after that, we'll talk about when we visited Orlando Wetlands. We visited our great friend Brad, who was down from Newfoundland.
Visiting Florida,
in Orlando. We met up with him and his family and did a quick outing to Gatorland there, which was an interesting experience.
Yes.
And then we did some rock climbing with my cousin and my sister, indoor rock climbing. And then after that, where'd we go? Then we went to the springs. So we did our first springs, and then got here to Fort DeSoto. So all of that was a little bit more condensed, and so we'll probably just mix that in there. So let's get to the photos here.
Well, yeah, I guess the first thing is...
Oh, I forgot, and we did this.
When we first got back from Costa Rica that evening, we met up with my friend from high school, Melissa.
Yeah, it was pretty wild how it worked out.
Yeah, stayed with her for the night. She was visiting her dad in Florida in West Palm Beach.
Which happened to be an hour from where we flew into.
Right, so it was just really convenient.
Yeah, and you haven't seen her in how long?
3 years probably?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. And
so it's another cool thing that happens with the way we live with the traveling is sometimes we just end up in places where people are.
Yeah.
And we get to hang out with them. So yeah, it was in, where was this?
West Palm Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The water was stunning.
Oh, so beautiful.
That's why we took this photo.
Turquoise.
Yeah, just to show it. Yeah. Really, really cool. Stayed there one night.
Mm-hmm.
And
we were gonna say two, but we got kicked out.
Yep. And here's another interesting thing with the van, right? So they lived in a condo development. Her dad,
was staying at a place that was
huge condo development. Right. Hundreds and hundreds of condos.
Yeah,
big
thousands.
Development. But it had a gated entrance. We go up the first night.
No problem. They had called ahead.
Right in. Yep.
Yeah.
We gave her Emily's name.
Yeah.
Drove in, stayed the night, no problem. Next day we all go out to the beach, take the van, come back.
Couldn't
not allowed
even get
access.
In. Yeah. So no RVs whatsoever.
And we
couldn't even drop them off. Yeah. Where my mom used to live, we couldn't get the van in there. So.
Yeah. So.
There's.
Sometimes the van, while we love it and it gets us amazing places, sometimes we can't go into some places, which is always interesting.
Yeah.
So at least we got in the first night and we were able to sleep.
Yes.
So that was great. So then after that, we got...
we got kicked out, we decided to drive...
all the way across the state.
To Sanibel Island.
From east coast of Florida all the way to the west coast, Sanibel Island. Do you want to share...
My mom's...
So that was where we were recording the last episode.
Yes. And my mom has a friend who has a house out there. So she graciously allowed us to park there. And we ended up spending a week out there.
Yeah.
And more van life stories. When we got there, I
think I have a photo of that.
Realized that we had a bulge in our tire.
Yeah, you could see it kind of like kicking out right here.
And if you know anything about that, you shouldn't drive when you have that. So
could be a little bit of a tire blowout situation. So
we were worried about that. So for a few days we just hung out and didn't do much of anything.
We did walk on the beach there.
Yes.
We didn't drive anywhere. So we were there mainly because we wanted to hit the Burrowing Owls.
Yes.
But we didn't want to drive on the van until we could get the tire fixed. Of course, it was a weekend. Most of the tire places were closed.
Yeah.
And so we waited till it had like 3 days of just sitting there.
Yeah.
But not a bad place to hang out.
Not a bad place to be stuck.
Oh, look at these parrots. One just landed right up there.
Oh, I don't see him.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I saw him fly in.
So yeah, we were there for a while.
Yeah.
We took the camera out a couple of times there. I think we have some shots from that.
I think so. Yeah, it's just every morning and evening we would just walk out for sunrise and sunset.
Yeah, we had
take a nice stroll.
Yeah.
On the beach.
Oh, is this with the donut boca?
It is. Yeah. So I thought, I don't know where it's at. I could have swore I had. Oh, here it is. It's down here. It's just out of order.
Oh.
You saw that?
Yes, I was out there doing yoga or something, and I was like, oh, there's a bald eagle.
Yeah, so you just shot that with your phone. You called me. I came out with the donut bokeh lens.
Yeah.
And grabbed that.
Cool. Not
yeah,
bad.
It's kind of fun, right?
I mean, it's an interesting shot for an eagle.
Something a little different, yeah. For an eagle. They're not your favorite, are they?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Yeah. And then, that I think I was shooting the plana.
Yes, you are. Yep.
I like it.
Yeah. This is the plana as well, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that same outing, I was messing with the donut bokeh. That's cool.
Yeah, there's a couple of him playing with this shell. So
yeah, look at that.
Yeah, he was going in on this shell. I thought he was so cute.
It is. It's great behavior.
Yeah.
And like, wow, he's like got the same pattern.
Matches that shell a lot.
That's pretty cool.
So there's a couple.
Oh yeah, look at that.
That one he's like just peering in. I mean, he hardly stands out at all. He's just part of the shell. So I thought it was kind of interesting.
Nice.
Yeah, that one, there's a little bit more separation.
I just want to go back to this one real quick. Boy, that thing makes it dreamy back there.
I know, right? I love the plana.
But it is interesting. Like, I guess, 400-2.8 would have the same look.
Sure.
But I feel like, at this distance, obviously the thing would be larger. So if not, I'd have to back up a lot. And still, I don't know if I'd see as much sky.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I know. I really do like it for shorebirds.
Yeah.
The plana.
Yeah.
Yeah. And especially with birds that come close.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that same time I was playing with the donut
donut
bokeh lens. So playing with that.
That's a plana.
Yeah.
It's nice, isn't it?
It's really nice where he's settled right in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of this little guy?
Oh, yeah. I don't pay attention much to stuff like that.
No? It doesn't catch your eye when you're like going through? I mean, I know it's been like kind of rushed on it.
Yeah, so in case anybody doesn't know, like I don't usually edit this kind of stuff that quickly. It'll sit longer on my computer, but because of this show that we do, I edit my photos a lot faster.
I'm cracking the whip out there.
Yeah, really. So, but yeah, I don't know that I even if I was editing it, like I don't know if I would like clone it out or heal it out, like unless like I was like, hey Ray, what do you think of this? And you'd probably be like, hey, what do you think of that?
Well, yeah, I was just asking. Like, I mean, there's an interesting thing that it kind of points to the bird. Yeah. But it's not like if it was like a cool little piece of grass or like this stuff, I like. But this thing is just like a little twig, so it just yeah.
You'd probably ditch it. Is what you're saying.
Oh, for sure I would. Yeah. Yeah, some trippy sun stuff with the donut bokeh lens. It does some wild stuff.
There's the eagle.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Our tire. Yeah, and then so we did the outing with the owls.
We did get to the owls, and so I don't know. Did we even talk much about like where to go that day? That was the day we got our tire fixed. We were already in like closer to Cape Coral.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean talk about where to go?
Like where we were going to go photograph these burrowing owls.
Yeah, I think you had this park in mind.
I did. Yeah, I just didn't know if we had like. I can't even remember if we had other places that we were thinking about going and didn't.
No, I think like you had this park in mind, so we were just gonna go there.
Did you have any places that you loved shooting like in the past? The owls that were like stand out to you that you're like, oh, bummed I didn't get there?
No, I mean like there's tons of places around.
Yeah.
Like
maybe
with just more owls.
Oh yeah.
Yep. But like then again, like we only shot them once, so.
Yeah. Which we didn't know, but that's how it ended up working out. We ended up just like chasing the beach stuff a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious.
Yeah.
Like if you had any standout places. Because this one was one for me that, I don't know, I just always found it, like Florida burrowing owls are sort of most of the time urban.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so
I do think they are.
I loved the idea of like really embracing that urban nature there.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's, there's tons of places where you can get other lights and stuff in the background, but I've never been to a place where it was like so many options, so many directions, all condensed, like just tons of lighting options there.
Right.
Which everybody will see as we get in through these. But it's really cool that you can still take some natural looking photos like you did here.
Right.
Oh, that was plana?
You. Is that me? Oh, I guess it is me.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, because I started out with the plana.
How'd you get that close? That's amazing.
Oh,
okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, I cropped it.
Nice. Yeah, looks awesome.
Yeah.
And then I was shooting the 400-2.8 almost exclusively. I think I
Yeah.
put the Plana on once and was like, yeah, everything's too far away.
Yeah, I started with the Plana and then I was like, oh, it's 135 is really not gonna cut it.
Yeah, with these guys.
With these, and like the
And
background that you might want, even with the lights, like they were too small and it was just like.
If we were
not
out
giving
in
the
a
look that I wanted.
more open field, it might have worked out, just small in frame, nice tiny stuff.
Yeah.
But here it was kind of like
It was too busy. Yeah.
Yeah, I would totally say that. But these lights like started like as it transitioned, that was cool. We were there from the sunset transition into dusk. So you get a nice kind of in between where plenty of exposure on the birds, really interesting lights in the background, you know. And so it wasn't like the full nighttime thing right off the bat, but you could still play with these lights and have a good time with them. And the partner came out. I know, it's so freaking funny.
Yeah.
Like the bottom bird just looks angry and like it doesn't even know what's happening.
Yeah. I was just like, I want nothing to do with you.
Yeah. So freaking funny.
And that's got to be a car, right? Driving by?
No, there were two lights back there. The car was actually the red lights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But those other two lights were just there and I was already playing with positioning. I started out putting it between them and it just seemed weird. So I was like, let me just center it up in one of those lights, and then the car drove by and I shot that. This is you with the blue light.
Right, the 400-4.5. Yeah, so I switched
so that's when
to
you
that.
switched.
Yeah.
Yeah. And gosh, like not even that bad on the ISO.
Yeah.
Like 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not even pushing that much. It was cool. There was a house nearby that had a decorative one red light, one blue light up on like a palm tree trunk.
Yeah.
And so you could just like line the birds up there. I'm shooting the red light. Emily was shooting the blue light at that time. And yeah, there's the other partner in the burrow. Back to the blue light there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like using my foot as a tripod kind of to stabilize.
Just like resting it on there. This reminded me, we do have a few videos to check out. I don't know if we have anything. Let's see.
I think you had one of the owls.
Yeah, here's I think just kind of shows the place that we're in there.
Oh, yeah.
So you can see, as I zoom out there, you'll start to see a little bit more of like the urban housing and stuff around. So that was that one. And then this one was the same moment from this photo.
Oh, okay.
So that little thing.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I forgot about that moment. It was so cute. They were just like, the one was preening the other one.
Yeah, watch the eye. Like, it goes like right in on his eye. Look at it.
Ouch.
It's like chomping his eyelid.
Yeah.
I mean, that seems painful, but he's just not even moving.
Yeah. It's so cute though.
Right? What a goofball. I don't know if there was any more of that.
Yeah, I think they were doing that
throughout.
for a little while,
I think they were just doing the...
So cute.
Yeah. His feathers are all messed up from the other one.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Forget how small they are too. If you haven't seen them in a while, they're pretty,
tiny little things.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really are. So yeah, just a blast with these guys and the urban lights. And I remember thinking, I think we talked about this, I don't know if we talked about it on one of the episodes of the podcast, just how easy it felt to shoot the nighttime stuff for me with the 400-2.8.
Yeah.
Compared to
in the past.
My last visit there, which was 3 years prior.
Right.
And I had the Z9 at the time, but I think not the 400-2.8. I was shooting the 500 f4, and one stop makes a difference when you get into this kind of light.
Right.
But also, you know, it's been a while. It's been quite a few years now of me shooting lower shutter speeds, but I've just gotten so much more comfortable with these particularly low shutter speeds that it just doesn't feel like a problem anymore.
Right.
You know, and like 40th of a second actually doesn't feel that low anymore.
Right.
You know, it's kind of how it goes. Yeah, but they're so fun. It's just like trying to do all this different stuff.
There's like the alien spaceship.
It looks like he's getting ready to get beamed up for sure. Yeah. And there's you like doing the same.
You.
Oh, that's still me. Okay. I thought you had one mixed in here.
Yeah, I think I do later on.
They're so goofy.
I definitely didn't keep as many, and I feel like it took me a while to, I don't know,
figure out what you wanted there.
Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah. This I thought was interesting. Sort of like the 40th of a second. He's a little bit darker. It's more about like the light.
Yeah.
You know, there's detail, but it's silhouetted, or not fully silhouetted, but he's darker. And then I did this exposure where I just like bumped the ISO, dropped down to 15th of a second, and it's like he's plenty lit.
Oh yeah.
Like I barely had to lighten this in post.
Street
lights.
Yeah. and like lights from the park.
There you are.
Yeah.
So this is what I was gonna say. Look, you're doing just fine. 1/10 of a second.
Yeah.
Like really pushing low for your comfort zone, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
But still keeping it 3200 ISO. Like that to me is the interesting thing. And I know there's always the talk of, well, you could just go higher, let the ISO right up, and use noise reduction software.
Sure.
But I just always, there's something different to me. There still is something different with the quality. There's something different with sort of, I feel like the color, the richness, the dynamic range that you get on these files, just even keeping it down, not to say 3200 is low, but it's lower than like 12.8 or, you know, even higher, you know what I mean? And yeah, I know you could clean them up, but like, I don't know, it just feels like the detail and the richness is just better to start out with this low.
Yeah.
If you can, you know? That one's fun.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Nice. Yeah, I'm getting to see some of these for the first time myself right now too, by the way, everybody.
Yeah, me too, from yours.
I hated this stick thing in there, but I liked everything else about it. If I share it, I'm debating like, do I remove it or not?
Remove it from the bokeh. Yeah, but you can tell he's lit up from like the light,
street light, right?
Street light
I
behind
know.
it, yeah.
And I kept both of these just because I wanted to show this is how they normally look.
Oh yeah,
and he did this ruffle out. And look at his head. It just poofed up so much. It was so funny. Yeah. But I loved it. I had a blast.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed shooting there. And then I did incorporate the plana.
Yeah.
And just go wider.
Mm-hmm. Next morning, went to Bunche Beach.
Yes.
Yep. And I had gone there one time or twice in the past, and I just did not get anything there before.
Yeah.
And so I was like, this beach sucks.
That was your feeling on it, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was like, you can't shoot that beach at all.
Yeah.
So that morning, was that the morning we had 7 reddish egrets drop in?
Right after we walked out. It started like this when we walked out on the beach in the dark.
Yeah, there was a black belly plover. Yeah.
With the lights of what's the city?
Fort Myers,
thank
in
you.
the background.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and then we had a tricolored heron for a little while. I guess none of us kept those photos.
Oh, I think in the beginning he was just I have like one maybe, but it wasn't great.
Yeah, and then we see 7 reddish egrets drop into this tidal pool.
Into the one pool with us. Yeah, it was crazy. And I think I was shooting the 1-4 then. You were shooting the 400-4.5. Maybe
no.
That's when we switched.
We had switched during the tries.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. So really interesting to see. Like this is both of our moments. There and there. Yep. You know, like we both just basically shot it like almost similar composition.
The same. Yeah, that's really funny.
Just slightly different background. Like we were both vertical, like higher in the frame.
Yeah.
So just to talk about that, like, what was your reasoning for putting the bird so high in the frame?
I mean, is he that much higher?
No, I'm saying I did it too.
Oh.
Like keeping it high in the frame. Versus like putting a bunch of space above him. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, there wasn't anything interesting up there. I don't know.
Yeah, for me it was like the reflection.
Yeah,
I was really trying to keep that in there, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I was just curious if that's like consciously what you were thinking of.
Oh, sure, of course. Yeah, that's why I was shooting vertical too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, I just mean it's interesting because it's not like it's a mirror reflection, but I totally agree with you. It's like, well, there's less interesting stuff above it.
Yeah.
And so we can see some semblance of reflection. I love that glassy sort of smeared water. And so I'm going to just put them higher in the frame, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of funny.
It is, yeah. So.
Funny.
I think we both kind of stuck with that principle along the way.
Yeah.
As we shot here.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Nice edit.
Thanks.
Yeah, he pops out real good there. I like the rich colors. And the foot position's great there. Yeah. They're stunning birds.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
There's a little bit more zoomed out, right? Yeah, 200 mil color. I keep seeing this bird fly. I'm like, what is it? It's a crow up there.
Stop it.
Fish crows.
But yeah, I think that was, there was, more of that color from the sky reflected in the water. So
Certain
I wanted
angles.
to show that. Yeah,
Yep.
for sure.
Totally makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, and then that was later on in the morning.
Had some Dunlin. You end up sticking with that 100 to 400 for the rest of that outing, I think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thought it was cute.
That is fun.
Yeah. That one's a little hazy, but.
I like how we both shot this. Like, there's my version.
What?
Yeah. Like, so we shot it differently.
Yeah.
But conceptually the same way with the sand hill there.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. I like yours better for sure.
Thanks. Yeah.
That one has the bridge in the background or
Oh
something.
yeah,
Is
some
that a
kind of like,
bridge?
I don't
Or,
know.
I don't know, some kind of structure.
Yeah.
Building. I think there is a bridge back there.
There might be. Yeah. Yeah, it
And-
looks like there was definitely something there.
Yeah.
This.
Oh, this was crazy. So we were walking back, and then we see this turnstone in this shell, and it looks like somebody plopped it there, but that was just what was there.
I still think somebody placed it there.
I don't know.
It totally could have washed up that way.
Yeah.
It is possible. It just seems like I don't know what are the odds that it plunked right in there like that, and
I
he
don't
perched
know.
so perfectly around it. I remember I thought it was just like some white junk. You're like, look
I
at
was
the
like,
shell.
look at the shell. Yeah, you didn't even see it.
Yeah, my eyes are so bad now. I can't tell, what it was. Oh, so there's yours. Oh,
No, that's yours.
mine. Okay, nice. Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I think maybe
I
the
think I
cropped
just
in
cropped
version makes
mine in.
sense, actually. Yeah, I should probably do the same. Yeah.
Learning from me.
Yep. This poor guy.
Oh, and that was that same day. Yeah, we saw this pelican that was just not doing so hot.
Yeah, he was just walking on the beach. It was kind of sad. He just was real lethargic looking.
Yeah.
But he was still moving. And he was like walking towards us
Yeah.
a bunch, which was kind of weird. Didn't see him there the next day. So I don't
Yeah.
know if he just like moved
Maybe
on
he
and
just
maybe he was
needed a
okay or
rest.
I don't
Yeah.
know. But he walked right up to me. Sorry guys. Whew. Long morning. We're out shooting first thing this morning. I keep yawning.
Wake up.
I know. Anyway, he walked right over to us. I found this nice dark background. I noticed like shooting straight on him like that. Just
Yeah.
had like such a fun look with that super long
Beak.
beak snout. I almost called it a snout. Yeah, that they have. Back to
It
Sanibel
was
Island.
in Sanibel.
Yep, beautiful sunset. And
Oh,
then
that was the next morning. Just the sky.
it was stunning.
Yes. And that's when I found out that Ray prefers the golden hour to the blue hour. I think that was that morning.
I think I would still say yes. I mean,
Yeah.
it
That's
depends.
Okay.
I know it's okay. Yeah.
So you were shooting the housing that morning.
I did. I took the housing out, the underwater housing with the 300 f4 in it, so just 300 millimeter on the Z6 III.
And I was shooting the plana.
And you were shooting plana. Yeah, nice. This shot is beautiful.
Thank you.
I love the symmetry of the clouds in the top and bottom there. That was really cool. I see, and that's one like I don't know if I would have shot it that way.
How would you shoot it?
I feel like I would have maybe gone low on the frame with the bird to get more sky, or high in the frame. Like I almost always am going like one extreme or the other. But the symmetry that comes from the centered, like vertical centered composition
Yeah.
there is really, really nice. I love seeing the clouds come in down here and
Yeah.
match there.
Yeah.
So there's really something to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just kind of question whether I would even see that in the field, like shooting like that. Just because it's like, it's so funny. Sometimes, I don't know if you find this, I find myself sort of, I get, like I have default behaviors and compositions that I do.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't slow down enough to let the scene determine what the hell I should be shooting.
Yeah.
Instead, I'm just like, oh, this is what I do.
Yeah, I feel like I do that in terms of leaving space. Usually, like sometimes I'll leave too much space. Like obviously, like so he's walking to the
Yeah.
that way, right? So I'll leave that space that way, and even sometimes to the extreme, where then I end up cutting off the bird, part of the bird.
I've done that when they get closer, especially.
Yeah, yeah. So I feel like I definitely do that.
Or the worst is when it's right on the edge and it's crooked and you got to
then you-
rotate
and
and
then
then you're
it's
going to clip
gone.
when you
Yeah.
rotate it. You're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
that's really frustrating.
Yeah.
Like I just need a little bit more space or to shoot level, one or the other.
Oh yeah.
You know? Yeah, it's an interesting concept.
It's probably the same bird, but you're
So-
shooting at 300.
Yeah, this is kind of what I want to point out, and it's subtle. It's very subtle, but this is what you can do with the housing that you can't do without it. And so, as low as you are, I mean, you had the camera probably
It was
hovering
really
just
low.
ready to touch the
Yeah.
water, especially with the 135.
Yeah.
It's pretty lightweight
light.
setup.
Yeah.
So you're not struggling. So you
Yeah.
can, and it was calm. It wasn't wavy. So
Yeah.
you got low.
It was a little like.
I mean, a little
breezy.
ripply.
Ripply, yeah.
But
yeah,
it wasn't like waves where you had to like
No,
move up
no.
and down, right?
Yeah.
You could get that low. But we still see that in focus slice of water.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the housing, when you get it partially underwater, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Like it just does not
Right.
exist.
Right.
And that's what's kind of cool. You can sort of wipe away that in focus line and just, I don't know, to me, there's a little tiny extra bit of dreaminess that's added with that of just nothing in focus, like the transition in the front is super, super smooth all the time. But outside of that, most
You
people are
wouldn't know.
never going to notice it.
No, it would just looks
And
like a telephoto shot.
All it really does is allow me to just like futz around in the water
Right.
and not have to worry about it.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So another beauty.
Thanks.
Yeah.
A little crooked.
A little bit. Yeah.
These
You
weren't
got enough
quick edits,
space.
okay?
You
Quick
got enough
edits.
space to straighten though. You're good.
Yeah, they were coming really close.
Yes, they were.
And so that was what we talked about in the podcast of like letting your subjects come to you and not being hasty
Yes.
and not just trying to chase after them, especially when it comes to shorebirds, of like
Yeah.
the more still that you are, the more that they will come to you.
So this was day 2.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, for anybody that hasn't listened to our podcast, we'll just kind of reiterate it real quick
Yeah.
here. Day 1, we were a little bit more mobile, just
More
kind of, oh, there's
hasty,
something
just
over
like,
here,
oh,
there's something over
let's
there.
go over there and try and find it, or let's go over there and try and, get photos of it.
Yeah.
And then, proceeded for things to keep going further
Yeah,
and
they were
further
just
away.
like, and it wasn't like we were chasing them away completely. They were just like, nah, I don't want to be near you. They'll move
Yeah.
over to the next pool.
Yeah, not
And then
like,
as soon as that happened once, we're like,
yeah, okay, I'm not going to chase it.
yeah, because you realize quickly we're not going to get as close as we need to.
Right.
Like they're just going to keep doing that. So there's no point. There's like no bother in wasting
Yeah.
our energy, wasting their energy chasing them.
Exactly.
So this is
But-
day 2.
Yeah.
We went to the pool where everything had been starting out
Yeah.
the next morning. There was maybe one bird in the beginning.
Yeah. But then,
then we just
multiple just kept coming in and going out and whatever. And it just kind of was like a lesson of if you stay put, they will come to you.
Yeah, so good. There's Emily working the plana.
There's my hair.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's a fun composition as well. Symmetry on the birds
Yeah.
facing each other. Love the
Yeah.
colors.
Thanks.
It's amazing that you get these so often.
Eh,
So often.
Thanks.
You're like, no, it's
I
just
don't
easy.
know.
I mean, shorebirds and flight are tough,
I don't know.
you know? Yeah. I love it.
Thanks.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, I asked you the other day if there was something to it, and I think you said yes, so I kept
For
it.
sure.
So
Yeah, definitely. I
Yeah.
love I love that it's like the tangle mess is all the way to the left, and then we get a bit of a cleaner, bold line that just like really points right in. Yeah. And it's cool to see like the smeared reflection of both things there. Yeah, it works well. Beautiful colors too.
And this one I kept just to show the busyness of the city back there.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, and if you came closer, it would blur enough, and then it wouldn't be a problem.
Right.
Yeah. And then
I guess
shooting the other
that's-
direction.
Yeah, yeah.
The light. I mean, come
Yeah.
on.
It's pretty nice.
Right?
What?
Better than the blue hour.
Oh, no.
I mean, there's still beautiful colors here.
Yeah.
You just like the pinks and purples better?
Yeah.
The pastels? Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I love the colors of, yeah, I will admit that. I love the background colors of dawn dusk better, the blue hour, because you get those pastels and the pinks and purples start showing up. So I love those background colors. I love the light on the bird so much more here.
Okay.
Like, because that's the one thing that never happens during
Well,
that
if
is you can't get strong directional light
Yeah, but do you
on your
want
bird.
always
I
strong
mean, when you can
directional
do
light?
something like that, hell yeah.
I don't know.
Look at
I
that.
thought this shape was crazy.
So fun.
I like hardly understand what he's doing there.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Like, it's beautiful, beautiful light. Awesome. Yeah, and all of this, by the way, guys, like, we barely moved.
Yeah. Oh, I was just moving like from this side to this side.
Yeah,
Like,
just rotating around. That's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
reddish egret dropped in for us.
yeah.
I love when they do that. Foot right down.
Yeah.
Right on the surface. Looks like they're walking on it. And I guess that's another one. Yeah, there's a little bit of that
There's
in
a
focus
line,
line
yeah,
there,
yeah.
but not much to it. Yeah. And it's pretty cool what that old 300 f4 does. So it's an old F mount.
Yeah.
Adapted to the mirrorless Z mount, and it's in the housing, and like, I mean, damn,
I mean, yeah, it was really clear. I know. It's
that
like,
thing is super sharp, you know. That's really cool. Love the colors and space there. Really nice. I think our sequence is a little off because I think, yeah, here's my tricolored when he came into that light.
Okay.
Um,
Well, it
so
could
the
have been
timing's
a
just a little off.
different
Moment.
try. Yeah, different
Yeah,
moment. Like
could
he could
be.
have been like because I was further away from you,
Oh, that's right.
so I think
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
But anyway, for me, that's the light. Like, that's where it's at. The golden tones, the direction to it, it makes a bird like just light up so much. Yeah, it just definitely appeals to me.
Yeah, that's definitely a fun one.
I like
the-
playing with the perspective. I mean, the reddish looks like it's towering.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know the
Reddish
tricolor's
is
leaning
definite-
down.
and the reddish is definitely bigger than
For
the
sure.
tri.
Just
Yeah.
not, I don't think quite as
That
much as it
is, yeah.
appears here. You know? Yeah, fun
Yeah.
little cross-legged pose on them, and yeah, just beautiful, beautiful light.
Yeah,
There again, it's like the scale difference
yeah.
is wild, even though the reddish egret is further away too. And then I started trying to play with shooting into the sun with the housing, because that's when things can get different looking.
Sure.
I don't know that I achieved anything really different. That's really nice too. Yeah, I mean, we had one hell of a morning.
Yeah, wow.
Just killer stuff, like so much variety, beautiful light. Does the sand line bother you in these?
No.
Me neither. I like it.
Yeah.
It's soft enough. I think it gives like a nice context there.
Yeah.
Of like the edge of the pool, you know?
Yeah,
It
it's not
gives
like
more
glaring.
of more of a beachy vibe
Yeah.
to it versus just all water,
Yeah.
you know? Because
I think if it was more textured, it would.
if it was a little bit closer to the bird
Yeah.
and not that out of focus, yeah, or if it was like a lens that was stopped down more, you know? Like maybe the 100 or 400 might
Yeah.
not have done it.
Right.
The same blur, but then you could zoom it in more, so who knows? You never know, you
Yeah.
know?
So you were saying you were shooting into the sun.
Into the sun, trying to play with this stuff, but by the time it all happened and the birds were in the right spot, the sun was so bright, I couldn't expose for the sun, so I had to just work the edges of it, and it really gets funky when you can shoot like right into the sun and have stuff happening, but yeah, I didn't quite get exactly what I wanted
that was
there.
probably what you were shooting.
Probably, yeah, it was
Right?
totally one of those
Yeah,
little,
'cause
there was a
that's
little
right
blow
by
in the
that
try.
neck there.
Yeah, yeah, that's fun.
That is fun.
There was a try working that area
Yeah.
too. I mean, I still love the backlight, and I love this
that's
one. It's
fun.
like he's coming right into your face, you know.
Yeah.
And I was amazed it was tracking it. I had to. Usually, when I'm shooting the housing, I'm using the screen on the back just so I can dunk it in and not have to have half my face submerged. But when shooting into here, bright sun in your eye, you can't see the LCD at all. So I had to switch to putting my eye in the viewfinder, just so I could see what the heck I was doing. And then it was like, all right, let's hold your breath. Go down and shoot, shoot. Take a breath, you know, which I was doing again today out there.
Right.
Yeah, I love the white ibis. I went with a really dramatic
Yeah.
thing, and it's nice. I could still control the exposure enough in that housing.
Yeah, that is good.
And that to me is where like this aperture priority auto ISO just shines. It really does, you know, because like all I had to do was spin the dial for -2-ish stops, and it changed all the other settings so much for me.
Right.
You know, which was really nice.
Oh, and then you played with some willets.
Yeah, and I think there's some video out here. So yeah, here we go. This was one of the setups. I think just when we were walking out.
Oh, I think it was just like us showing how many
birds are right there.
were. Yeah.
2 little blues.
So
Or 4
fun.
little blues, 2 juvies, 2 adults, tricolored, then something else off to the right. Oh, and then this was like from that morning. I have him just like out there hunting and stuff.
And so you shot that in the housing.
I shot this in the housing, yeah.
Fun.
Yep. I mean, unless this was from the first day, which I don't remember.
Oh, it could have been, I guess.
It certainly could have been, but I have been doing some video in the housing, and that's cool
Yeah.
to see him go. He got something.
Yeah.
Got to shake it.
And munch.
Down it goes. Yeah, cool. So we won't bore you with a ton of that. But this one I thought was a really neat video you took, Emily, of sort of the setup out there. When I was trying some stuff in the waves, which I don't know if we've gotten to these photos yet, but
Yeah.
although I don't think I liked any of them, so they're probably just not in here because it didn't work out. But yeah, all these black skimmers back there.
But you can talk about, so you were shooting into these small waves, trying to get basically the bird with a wave.
That's kind of what I wanted,
Yeah.
So I was trying to shoot down the length of these waves.
Yeah.
And what I realized is
You need the bird to be actively like in the wave.
got to be right in
not
here somewhere.
on the sand.
Because once I focused on them, all the wave in front of me was out of focus.
Yeah.
And so you couldn't actually see it. And I want, it doesn't have to be in focus, but I want it to be close enough in focus to what you can see.
Yeah.
Like you can tell what it is and the shape of it. And this distance here was so much, even at 300 millimeter, like the wave would be right here. And it was just so out of focus. It was just blurring like crazy.
So I think later on.
I think we got some reddish egret video here too. If you've never had the privilege of watching these guys hunt, you might get to see a little bit of it here.
Oh my gosh.
Just the
so
flaring of
funny.
the feathers, the goofy poses and running here. Yeah. Like he's not even going that fast yet either. I don't know if he does, but there, look, just.
They're so unpredictable in their movements. It's just like they'll be going one way, stop, turn the other way, dunk. It's just like you can never know.
So erratic. Yeah, let's see if there's, I'll just skim through it quick here and see if there's anything else of him. Nah, guess that's about it. But yeah, really, really fun. So this one ended up being better, this Willet, at the end. And here we go.
Yeah.
Started backlit. This is kind of what I'm after. I want to be more not angled to the wave. I want to be shooting down the length of it more. So the way the waves were crashing here, I wasn't able to quite pull that off. But it still made for some really fun bokeh in the foreground. As the waves were like crashing over me and the housing, I would just lock in focus and then just shoot anyway.
Yeah, really
and
nice.
Get all of that. That's like a full on just water all over the front of it.
Right.
Doing like trippy background patterns.
Ooh, I like that too. Like the smaller bokeh and then the increasing in size.
It's really neat, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like this is almost impossible to shoot without a housing.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, of course with the bird in it, yeah, but like even that sort of
and then you can see the wave in the back too.
Diminishing, I didn't even notice that actually until you pointed out. But that sort of larger to smaller thing, I mean, I guess you could go vertical and have the wave sweep underneath of you, but you'd really have to be precise with your timing, not get hit with the wave and get it close. Like it's going to be hard.
Right.
And that's the beauty of this is like I'm just laying it in the sand.
Right.
And like if the wave hits it, who cares, you know? And then this was another cool concept, which is wave in foreground crashing and wave behind him so that you're not seeing anything in focus again. It's just like bokeh waves.
Bokeh central.
You know, yeah. And then the wave hit hard.
That's a little trippy.
So I got a little peek out of it, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is another concept that I want to work more, which is down in between the waves, like the swells.
Right.
You get that curve that's happening. So there's a lot to have, like to do here.
Sure.
With this. Bigger birds make it a lot easier though.
Sure, yeah.
You
were saying like at least it has to be a Willet.
I know, and I did get some sanderlings this morning.
Yeah.
But still not really showing waves.
Yeah.
It was just more like I could be in a spot where I couldn't be any other way, you know?
Right.
But it didn't really make the photos that unique, I don't think. Whereas these, I feel like, give a perspective that you can't get unless you're in a housing. You know? Do you think or no?
Well, I don't know. I'm just trying to think. I have this one photo from here at Fort DeSoto from like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. And I have like a similar texture maybe to like, not this one, but the one previous, like something like this. Or like even he's like half covered. And I'm like, how did I get that photo?
Yeah.
Like I must have been.
I have some from Bunche Beach the same way.
In the ocean with him. But like, how did I not dunk my camera?
The setup I had when I did it was...
Like I know I was definitely like getting wet, like that's
true. It was sloped beach very slightly and it was just enough that it would kill the wave by the time it got to me. So I was a low enough perspective, but the wave out there was big enough to hide him a little bit in the foreground. That's what happened for me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I mean like technically possible. I'll have to go back and
I think so. I mean,
shot.
I think I could probably find real quick. Let's see. Yeah, so here I just looked it up. It was actually a white morph reddish egret from Bunche Beach, and like look at these waves, they're like way over top of them.
Yeah,
like
so
crashing
there you go.
in front.
You just kind
and
of
stuff.
proved yourself wrong.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean look at that one.
Yeah, they're really cool.
And this was all shot on a 500 f4, not in a housing, you know. So
you can totally,
I guess it is possible. Yeah.
All
right, well, let's throw out the housing. Yeah, so I mean, I guess it is possible, but hey, whatever. It's more fun in the housing and safer for sure.
Definitely easier.
You know.
Yeah. So let's see. Last one more sunset, I think. And then that was our last morning at Bunche, and I think I only took like these couple of photos.
It was slow.
It was real
slow.
I took like a couple of photos in the beginning.
There you are walking up to them. Yeah.
Yeah, and then.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, he's a little.
Crooked.
Got the crazy. Yeah, but he's got the crazy head feathers going.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's pretty. Nice lineup. Like the clouds.
Ooh, that's
I shot
super
one
fun.
straight up. Yep.
Yeah.
This is when I took the housing with the dome port and shot it around 50 millimeter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I did get these guys. That's nice.
Yeah. It's so funny. Like we still end up with like really beautiful images.
Yeah.
On a morning where we're both like, yeah, it was kind of slow and whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, it pretty much was though. I think that was it. Oh yeah, and then I think that morning you also played around with the house. Yeah, I mean, you did play with the housing.
Yeah, this was when I had the dome port. Yeah, that set up there.
Hi, cutie. You're so cute.
That shirt all tucked down. I was trying to keep it dry. It didn't last.
Yeah. I mean, you got these awesome images.
I do like these a lot, but now again, I'm questioning, like, is this just possible without the housing? You know, but I feel like
I mean, I guess it is.
I feel like the wave's got to be a certain size, you know? I don't know. Who knows? That's not possible.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely fun playing with all this stuff, though, and just trying to do different stuff. I was just shooting the sky because it was just beautiful that morning.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. This was really fun. Shooting down on these guys with the sand textures, least sandpipers, I think. They're either least or semi-palms. I'm not positive which.
Ooh, that's super fun.
Yeah, this was like this guy coming down in and then onto Orlando wetlands. So
Okay.
I guess that is it for this episode. So we'll wrap it up right there.
Yeah.
Nice and short one, right? I think
40 minutes. That's not short.
That was 40 minutes. Wow. Gosh, that went by fast. So tune back in next time. We're gonna record it right now, probably anyway. So we'll be in the same spot, and we'll get into the next whole section of stuff.